Being on the same page financially with your partner is just one of the, I would say, the most important thing. I mean, 50% of marriages are still ending, and most of the time it's because of money. Your finances are tied to everything that you do. There's no escaping it. We live in a world where your finances are tied to literally everything that you do. So if you and your partner are not on the same page financially and can't get on the same page, like you can get on the same page financially, but you have to be able to have those open conversations. But if you have tried to have those conversations, you've tried to see things from the same viewpoint, you tried to have the same goals, the same values, and you're still not on the same page financially, to me, this might be extreme. That's just a doomed relationship. I mean, you're always going to be butting heads on those things. You're never going to feel that support. Where I was talking about the friends things earlier, it's even more important that the person that you're with isn't constantly blowing money gambling, isn't constantly wanting to go out to the hottest restaurants, and isn't constantly, wanting to YOLO all of their money away. You have to be able to come to some kind of an agreement or some kind of middle ground. If you can't come to that middle ground, then to me, it's not going to work. It's going to be stressful. You're never going to be able to achieve your goals because this person is constantly keeping you under, or vice versa. Being able to have those open money conversations is really important. My relationship particularly, we are a relatively new relationship. We haven't combined finances or anything. We're not planning on doing that. And probably I will never combine finances with somebody who I marry, just because I like the autonomy. I like having that separate situation. But, he's new. He hasn't been entrenched in the finance world that I have been in. But at the same time, we have very similar values. He's not super bougie. He's not going out every week, and he's not wanting to blow all of his paycheck. He's open to learning, and he also wants to save those things. So it's like, you don't necessarily have to be on the same page financially when you meet and when you're developing that relationship, but you have to have the same values. You have to have the same wants. You have to have the same goals, and they have to at least in some way be aligned. They don't have to be exactly the same, but there has to be some kind of a crossover so that you can come to the table and have a discussion about what you both want, so that both of your needs and both of your values and both of those things that you want out of life are, coming together, and you're able to be compatible. So I think that if you're not financially compatible, that's just an uphill battle.
You're right. And I mean, relationships are based a lot of times on things that are common interests, right? That you want to give each other support for. And if you look at it, if you ask a couple, hey, what do you guys like doing? A lot of times you'll hear things like, oh, we like to eat out at different restaurants. We like to walk on the beach. We like big families, so we like children, right? Like you have to have those common things, but money in a sense is usually brought up in a negative connotation, right? Like there's something is negative happening because of money. But what if you have two people that are very passionate about personal finance, very passionate about tracking their own money behavior, right? And use it as a common interest. You don't hear too much. Like, I don't think I've ever heard anything like that before.
Oh, yeah. They need to have like a financial independence retire early dating app
Should they?
Because the people who are in the FIRE community are so similar. We view the world from similar standpoints. There's obviously varying degrees on the FIRE community scale, but it's just meeting somebody that would make so many things so much easier, because not only do you have to go into a new relationship and more about money possibly, but you also have to explain this theory of FIRE. People look at you like you're crazy. If you are somebody who is passionate about personal finance, I put that on my dating profile. I make it very clear that I'm passionate about personal finance. I'm on the FIRE journey, because to me, that's like the most important thing in my life right now, because it's tied to everything else that I do. I don't know if I've ever seen, and I was single for a while, so I don't know if I ever saw on anybody's profile, financial independence, retire early, or really into personal finance. I don't know if people think that it's like, oh, she's a gold digger, or oh, she's only into money. It's like, no, I'm quite the opposite. Like, I am figuring it all out for myself. So the reason I put it on my profile is because I want to make it clear, like, we're going to talk about money.